Okay, welcome everybody to our live broadcast tonight, and we have a really special treat because we have a guest speaker who's actually flying into town in just a few days, and we're so excited. I'm so excited that we wanted to give you a sneak peek preview of what's to come, just so you can get to know this gentleman, how amazing he is, and I'm so fortunate to get to introduce you to him because he's one of my most favorite people on the entire planet. Just has a heart of gold, and I've seen and watched him do so much, give the shirt off his back to help so many people, and because of that he's had tremendous success and really has just been making waves in this company since he has joined. And so he's no stranger to Secret, but we want him to become a friend of yours. And so I'm excited to introduce to you Mr. Ben Bradshaw. He's dialing in, so it's late on his side, calling in from the East Coast, our six-figure earner and diamond agent, Ben Bradshaw. And, go ahead and see if you can bring yourself on there. Sorry, for some reason it's very sometimes.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Nicole, can you hear and see me okay?
Yes, thank you for joining. So fun to spend a little bit of time with you. And I just wanted everyone to get to know a bit about who you are, because I know we're really excited that you've done such amazing things with the company and had so much success. But, you know, love to start with just like, who's Ben Bradshaw? What's your background? And, you know, tell us a little bit just about you. Maybe that that you don't think people know, and what you did before Secret. And
yeah, for sure. So, well, I love college football, country music, cold beer, and long walks on the beach. No, I'm just kidding. But actually, so, you know, I actually have a background in real estate. You know, don't claim to be brilliant or, you know, anything like that. I've just always worked hard and been fortunate to understand timing. Timing in business is more important than talent. So I got involved in real estate, you know, back in the day when everyone was trying to cash out on their houses like ATM machines. And, you know, so I was just charging them like an ATM would. You know, never paid for a referral or anything like that. I just always lived by the philosophy that you treat people how you want to be treated. And so I got a ton of referrals, never paid for a lead or anything like that. And so it was very good. I was at one of the first out of any of my friends to buy my first home, and, you know, thought I was doing well. Actually, I was the only one without a college degree too, coincidentally. But you know, so I thought I was doing well. I also found myself about 4 months. Actually, I can't even remember how many months behind on my mortgage I was. That's how bad it was. But you know, the housing market fell out, and I was just open. But I was working crazy hours still in real estate. I was, you know, I was doing wholesale lending. I was originating my own loans, and I had also picked up a third job in a restaurant supply type company when I was introduced to the profession of network marketing. So, you know, some people say, well, I don't have time to do it. And I just, you know, I found the time to do it. But, you know, so I got involved in this industry, fell in love. I was able to hit the actual top level in that company actually within the first 30 days. Just basically just working hard. I was too broke to not be coachable, and, you know, they say a confused mind shut down. Mine would have shut down if I just didn't, you know, basically figure out just a few principles, basic principles, and I just hammered the activity, the income producing activity. And you know, so a few years in, I was actually introduced to Secret Direct and just fell in love. You know, fell in love with people like, you know, Nicole and Isaac and Betty, and, you know, my wife and I, we found a home. So, you know, it's been about 3.5 years we've been with the company, and I mean, it's 10 o'clock here, but you know, it's like, you know, you just, when you're serving people that you love and in a community that, you know, people can succeed in, there's, you know, money doesn't sleep, and, you know, the mission and the passion of what we do as secret agents, you know, it keeps me awake. So, you know, I don't sleep either, but I'm fired up. I don't know about you guys. I'm fired up.
So before the Ben Bradshaw that we all see on stage, and we know you were always this way then. You were always in sales and Mr. Confident, or or what was life like before relationship marketing? I know you touched on a little bit. You said you were working crazy hours, and then so you were on straight commission, and you picked up a regular hourly job to supplement that, or?
It was like a salary thing, almost like an account executive, if you will, which allowed me to book my own appointments. So I was out just, filling my calendar with, there was no holes in the calendar. I'm talking about 24/7. It was crazy, but it was one of those things where I just found myself so far behind, and I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing? I was also playing in a men's, like a professional flag football league, nationwide, or a national league. Ended up tearing my ACL as well. So it was like, I was like limping around. It was crazy. So, life probably, it was a challenging time, but I knew where I didn't know where I wanted to go, but I knew where I didn't want to stay, and that was where I currently was. And I guess so. The pain had pushed me it fueled me to want to get out of that situation, both physically, mentally, and financially. And so yeah, it's the profession of network marketing, relationship marketing. If you team that up with personal development, it changed my life. I know it sounds cliche, but it changed me, like complete 180. I used to be the shy person that being in front of a room, absolutely not. I remember doing like my first testimonials. It was tough. It was tough. But I look at it now as like a responsibility to pay it forward. Someone did it for me. So it was one of those things where I had to get uncomfortable. In order for other people to believe they could do it too, they had to see me as an example of success. And so it fueled me to give me that confidence, but at first it wasn't there. I was not that person to speak in front of a room, definitely not a large group. I always liked people, but I was scared of what people thought about me, and now for sure, I definitely don't care. But it took a lot of, embracing the failure to achieve success, because you can't avoid it.
And I know, so you just mentioned that you, like in this process of embarking on network marketing, that there were a few key principles of success that you learned to apply. What would you say some of those keys to success are? What do you think, if you had to give 2 or 3 things that were like those principles, or maybe disciplines?
Sure. Well, discipline is huge, because I had a mentor of mine, actually. I was fortunate enough that he told me, he said, life will discipline you if you don't discipline yourself, either on the front end or the back end. And so he was telling me about the different types of activity, because we can think we're busy doing secret, but we're actually not. We may think we are, because we're actually tricking ourselves, and our perceptions are reality, unfortunately. But he said there's different activity for different times of the day. So be full-time in the small windows to compress your time frames, to promote the right activity. He called it income producing activity, meaning A activity. A activity is, showing the plan, demoing the products. B activity would be, being on the phone or being on your social media to inbox people to invite them to promote A activity, which is showing and demoing, the plan of products. And C activity is answering emails. C activity would be playing around in your back office or watching training, right? So A activity, you want to be in business, you want to be open for business when people are able to meet with you, whether it's physically or whether it's using the high tech to promote the high touch on a webinar or a Google Hangout like this or something like that. The B activity would be, when you're driving in your car and you can't demo product or show someone the plan because you're driving. Well, what can you do? You can use your headphones and your phone to call and set appointments. Well, C activity is what? C activity would be late at night when you're not able to call people because maybe they're in bed or something like that, or maybe you're in bed, right? So that would be a perfect time to do personal development as well, which is reading your good books or listening to your audios and things like that. Bookend your day. Start with that in the morning and end with it at night, instead of watching the news in the morning to fill your head with all the crap that's going on in the world. right? In the morning and in the evening, so it's just scheduling the right activity to be efficient, beginning with the end in mind to figure out the things that you actually want and working backwards so there's no false expectations. I would say, just showing up to participate in your own rescue, and be willing to be bad before you're going to be good, because you can't, like I said, avoid the failure. You have to embrace it and just know that everything you want in your life is on the other side of failure, but you can't run from it. You have to go through it to experience that success.
That's awesome. So is that still how you structure, now that you're a diamond agent, that's still how you structure your day-to-day? What does your day-to-day activity look like? And what did it look like when you got started? So your first 90 days, first of all, how did you get here, get to be a diamond sitting around the seminar? And now that you are a diamond, what's the day look like?
I can tell you this, life definitely, it begins at diamond for sure. Nicole, obviously my wife, Lauren, the other diamonds and above, like the trips, the, Secret doesn't do anything, halfway. Life definitely starts at diamond. It's, I can, it's funny how our pet peeves change as we grow, but it's, and sorry for this tangent, if you will, but it's, it's just amazing. I've never had a passport before, Secret. I did, but it, didn't have any stamps on it by any means. And now my pet peeves are like when custom stamps over a stamp. I'm like, whoa, that's like, I visited that country. I want it to be visible, so just it's, life changes for sure. But what I can tell you is this, that, it's being in the trenches, leading by example, being someone that others would be worthy of following, and just knowing that, I know definitely you, Nicole, obviously, just knowing you and working with you, and how we actually don't see the upline, downline, sideline. We, our teams, like, it's crazy how well we gel. But, just being an example of, being worthy of being the person that other people would want to follow, knowing that, you're never going to ask someone to do something you haven't done, knowing that you can't teach what you haven't experienced. So our failures actually aren't even designed for us. They're designed for the people that are following with us, that are actually going to be greater than us, but they got to be able to teach people how to overcome the challenges, because you can't have the testimonials without having all the tests. And so, what does diamond look like for me? Well, I know we have the S4S system. We didn't have that when I came on board, but, it was my current situation. I knew it wasn't going to be my future breakthroughs, but, I knew that the activity was what mattered. So we got excited, first and foremost, because people buy excitement over words. And I always heard that a bad presentation today is better than a great presentation tomorrow. So I just went out and messed it up. I said less to more people, and I just demoed a lot of products, because I knew the products were the start of the show, and all people cared about was the results. So I was like, I just have to shut up and get in front of people, be the movie trailer to promote the movie, and the movie is Secret's products. And when people saw the results, they didn't care about what I said anyway. And, so it was, I live by a motto that says, be brief, be brilliant, and be gone. So Lauren and I, we called over 100 people on a Sunday, and we were launching on Monday. And so one thing that we did was, most people never call 100 people in their tenure of relationship marketing. And then they wonder why it doesn't work. So I heard everything under the sun. One of my best friends says, what do you like, the Avon lady? And I said, Rich, like, who cares as long as you're the first Avon lady? I said, if we were the first Avon ladies, like, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. Like, we'd be experiencing generational wealth. And, so even though he made that crack on me a long time ago, he's a preferred customer. He's a big burly guy, football guy, 200 and something pounds, beard and everything. And he sends me pictures on Mud Mask Monday. He's a customer that does it. And he, with his mud mask on, and he like loves it, so he loves Secret. So just so you guys know, the people that judge you initially, I promise you stick around, and time will promote you and expose them. So we called 100 people. We had 47 people said that they would meet with us. 26 showed up that first night, and 13 became agents. We had a bunch of customers. but I wasn't into convincing anyone. I had posture, and I knew that they needed us and not vice versa. And so that's been something that has contributed to our success, is just knowing where you're going. And especially nowadays where this country needs leaders and leadership more than ever before, they're looking for people to follow. And, so I wanted to be that example of like, listen, guys, where there's no vision, people perish. And the vision of Secret is huge. And I knew that we were going to have, trials, tribulations, just like any company would. But I knew that if we stuck together with this crazy, crazy compensation plan and amazing products, there wasn't anything that there's nothing that we can't accomplish. So people ask like, how much we're getting paid today. And like, we still get paid on the stuff that we did our first week. And, but it was all about the urgency and desire. I would always say, hey, when's the closest time to now? When's the closest time to now we can meet? When's the closest time to now you can be in front of your computer? When's the closest time to now you can check out this link? When's the closest time to now you can get on the phone with me? When's the closest time to now? There was no next week, next month, next year. It was now, and it was the fear of loss and the desire that we knew we were launching something big. And it's the same verbiage we use today when we call people. And I think, I don't want to say that's why our ratios are better, because when we first started, 1 out of 10 would have been awesome. But I was really, really bad. But I knew one day I would be good. I knew not every conversation would be the same, but I knew that, I had this crazy vision. And I just had to go through the activity just like anyone else and be willing to be bad before I was good. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I love it. I mean, and it's crazy. Even you, so even Ben and Lauren Bradshaw, you had to call 100 people or more to get 13 to sign up, basically.
Yeah, I mean,
those are real life numbers.
Yeah, well, 26 showed up, 13 signed up that first night. So if you think about it now, we talk about S4S, which is, invest in your business, 2 parties a week, 3 guests for 4 weeks. I don't know, again, I don't claim to be, brilliant or this, that, or the other. I just know numbers. I graduated with 9th grade math and 12th grade. I was just trying to get out because I don't know what it was, but just something about school and myself. Like, number one, I didn't show up, but number two, I didn't feel challenged and personally. So, it's just I knew percentages and ratios, if you will, and it just so demoing on 24 people in 28 days wasn't going to help me pay my mortgage. I had to hit large numbers fast, so I just compressed those time frames to do what most people would never do, and I did it in the first night.
I know that's something that you promised to train to our leaders when you come.
I'm going to break it down for sure. I mean, so we're going to have something like
how they can do more in less time.
Yeah, so that's actually my updated prospecting list, and I've been crossing off names. Lauren and I have, by the way, I'm in my unfinished basement, so I know the secret backdrop looks awesome, but don't let it fool you guys. Like, this is what I call the dungeon, where we get things done, and, we just make things happen. But, it's just all about inspecting what you expect to happen. There are no coincidences. There are no, false expectations. You just got to show up. And you got to know that if you have a 100% chance of not living your dreams at your job, you have 1% chance of living your dreams with Secret, what's greater, and are you willing to pay that price?
And I've always wanted to ask a guy this, but what is, you talk about having posture and leading from example and just doing the deal, but what is it like to do Secret as a guy? I'm sure that was a new thing to come into a skincare company and you just share that story about someone, kind of poking fun. So, I mean, and you have this amazing partner and spouse, Lauren. So does she like do all the parties and the product stuff and you just do the business side? Or, like how do you, or do you just only try to recruit women and Mary Kay and Avon ladies? Or do you bring on guys and how do you do that? How do you get, or do you have other guys that have that objection, that get into the business, don't just become customers?
I talk to everyone. I mean, I don't discriminate against anyone. The good thing about this industry is that everyone can do it. The bad thing about this industry is that everyone can do it, So I just I sort where most people try to recruit. I sort, and so recruiting for me is easy. Why? Because I think that's recruiting is something that anyone can do, but sponsoring and selecting people that you want to take along the journey that are willing to pay the price that you're paying for more, because it's much more. It's about a mission. It's about a purpose. You just have to talk to a lot of people that would lead to the few that take it serious, that will talk to a lot of people that will lead to the few. And it's a cycle, and one of my mentors a long time ago, he said, if you want to have success, TTP, talk to people. If you want to have massive success, TTMP, talk to more people. And, so it's all ratios. It's like putting yourself in the batting cage with a major league pitcher. Would you be able to hit the ball today? Definitely not. Even for myself, I played baseball since I was like 5 years old. Like, it got to a point where it just got boring to me. The sport, because I didn't feel challenged anymore, and I stopped playing in high school. And it's even like all county, just crazy, but if I got into a batting cage today with a major league pitcher, there's no way I would be able to hit the ball. Why? Because I haven't swung a baseball bat in like 15 years. So there's just no way. Well, how do you get good at hitting the ball at any level? You got to swing the bat, So how do you get good, better? Well, you increase your ratio of swinging the bat, and eventually you'll start, tipping the ball. You'll probably foul the ball off a few times before you start hitting line drives and things like that. So it's everything you do is a ratio. How do you get better? Well, you just pay the price. You practice, just like anything in life. And so I talk to everyone. I'm not ashamed. They they told me a long time ago that if you don't ask, the answer will always be no. And so I'm even like the guy that if I pass a car that has like someone's logo on the back of it from a home-based business, I'll call them. I don't care. What are they going to tell me? No. Like, you can be anyone you want to be on the phone, so it doesn't matter. And so I'll pull up next to them, be like, hi, and I'll wave to them, if they answer. Worst case scenario, I'll just get their phone number and call them, So you just never know. You never know. And I've been in this industry long enough to know that, some of the people that you actually bring on board will just connect you to people that really want it. Some of the greatest people in my life that, Curtis Honeycutt, who's my daughter's godfather. I met him through someone, probably 10 levels deep. And those people introduced me to one of my best friends. And had I not embraced the process and the struggle, I would have never met Curtis Honeycutt, So it just relationships. And, so yeah, for sure. Does that answer your question?
Yeah. So when you met Curtis, when you're talking to these guys, like, I'm just wondering from, like, you're obviously this manly man, play sports and drink your beer and all this, the stuff you started with on your dating profile there. So,
in moderation.
Yeah. So, I mean, is that an objection you come up against when you're talking to a sharp guy and people that you just want to see this as a business and for what it is and the potential that, we know, but, is that an objection you come up against? Is that it's not a guy's business or?
Well, here's the big thing is that you will for sure get objections if you spend that much time on the phone trying to explain it. If you even get into skincare on the phone when you're trying to invite someone, they're not going to give you their time. Why? Because the only reason why people do or don't do anything is because of where you are on their priority list. So if I'm calling Nicole and I'm like, Nicole, what's up? It's Ben. Hey, I only have a second. Listen, I'm working on something huge and I think you'd be all over it, but I have no idea and I can't promise. When's a close time to now that we can meet? And then you tell me because I'm excited, right? And you have no idea what it's about, but you know that you're coming to evaluate something. I didn't say secret. I didn't say skincare, but you're coming with an open mind. And then I tell you after booking the appointment, listen, I can't promise anything except that I'm going to do whatever it takes to show up. And I'm sure you're going to do that too. Don't stand me up on this because I'd rather you tell me no now than yes later. Because I'm going to hit this market like a bomb and I just want to put this information in front of you. Who says no to that, number one? You're still going to have people that cancel, but at the end of the day, they're just doing you a favor at that point. So when I meet with them, I put the products on them, and when they see the results, again, they don't care what I say. So, because the products are too good.
Yeah, that's good. And good contacting and inviting tip. Speaking of which, we have 3 days till you're here live and in person. And obviously, people can see you're going to knock this out of the park. And I don't see anyone who can get in front of you with that kind of, posture and belief that's not going to get started. So how do we get people there in front of you? And what would you do? I mean, what would you recommend? We've got 72 hours. And what do we do with these next 3 days to prepare and get ready for this event?
Well, here's what I know, that, people can get more things done more efficiently if they know that, there's going to be light at the end of the tunnel. Here's what I can tell you guys. Last week, coming out of the DC Accelerate, we're on fire. Isaac actually sent me a voice message at like 3 in the morning, because he never sleeps. And he's like, listen, whatever you guys are doing, I know Accelerate was just on fire. He was like, you guys are like smashing this right now. And I can tell you this, the information we have coming out of Accelerate is just a game changer, So what I would do personally is just do more, be excited. I can tell you guys, every guest you bring to the event on Saturday, I guarantee you, minimum, there'll be a customer. I guarantee it. I'll put my money where my mouth is. If you bring people to the event and they don't come on board, I'll buy you coffee. I'll buy you, lunch. I don't care what it is, but you do the work, and I'll show up and deliver. I guarantee you that. I'm going to be on fire. It's not even about me. It's going to be, what you see behind me just coming through me, and I'm going to deliver the goods. We have a whole training. It's just, everything is in place. So I can tell you now, guys, for me personally, I'm just scared. I'm scared of not doing more than I've ever done before, because I know where we are now within Secret, and the timing of just this thing is just taking off. And I had a mentor a long time ago. He said, listen, raise your hand, right? And he was like, so I raised my hand. And he's like, can you raise your hand higher? And I'm like, yeah, of course. And he's like, well, why didn't you do that initially? I told you to raise your hand. Why are you capping yourself? And then eventually, like, I'm standing on my chair, and he's like, well, listen, like, stop thinking small. Like, if you're going to do something, don't do it half-ass. Like, do it or don't do it. You know what I mean? Like, if you knew you had one shot at being great, you had one shot at delivering everything you've ever wanted in your life, why would you do it small? And I'm like, I never thought about that. And he says, it's not actually your fault. He says, you've been going through, 14,000 hours of school to be taught how to be average, and we're putting you in this system to teach you to be great. It's not going to happen overnight, but you have to embrace the process, and you just have to know that, there's light at the end of the tunnel. You have to, it's a responsibility, So here's what I'm telling you guys. If you pack the room, I'm going to deliver the goods. If you're not playing all out, I'm telling you, you're going to miss this boat. And it's going to be a crazy price to pay as you look. You can either look back and say, man, I'm glad I did, or I wish I did. And for me, I'm paying the price now. Because as I was telling Nicole earlier, that same mentor said, there's always a price to pay, and life will discipline you if you don't pay it up front or on the back end. You pay now, you play later. You play now, you pay later. Either way, success doesn't go on sale. You always have to pay full retail for it. And I can tell you this, guys, we're on fire. So just listen, I dare you to doubt me. I dare you to doubt what Nicole and I are going to do on Saturday. I dare you. I dare you. So
I love that. One of my mentors just said there's 2 disciplines in life, the pain of discipline and the pain of regret.
Yeah.
One is measured in ounces and one is measured in pounds. And I can tell you the worst regret you will ever feel is when you're sitting in a presentation like Ben Bradshaw here is going to deliver, and all you can think about is the people that should have been sitting next to you hearing the words coming out of his mouth, right? It's like when you hear and you're like, oh, if only I had brought that prospect, if only this agent were here, it's like the worst feeling, right?
It's crazy because, typically the information that is delivered is, it's for the people that are like not there. It's like, oh my God, that could have been the thing that set them free. So I know at Accelerate, I had some people that last minute life just got in the way, whatever, any excuse will do, obviously, and they're all equal. I say the enemy is the inner me, so it's our thoughts. Like, we have to dominate them to show up, to do the things necessary, before the event, to build into the event, because the people that have the most people at the actual events is the one that wins. There's no secret in secret in this profession. It's inviting as a contact sport, and you just got to get people in front of the information. And I promise you guys, I promise, we are on fire. We're gonna make it happen. But even for myself, building into Accelerate, I mean, there were people where and I knew that I'm just like, man, there's always those people you're like, gosh, I wish, like, you should be here, So it's just bring everyone, I mean, it's
well, those are some high stakes you set, and I think the first speaker we've ever had that came with a personal guarantee, including Joe Valenzuela, Tiffany Malott, those are some confident speakers. So you're the first one to put it on the line. So I have one last question. I mean, with those high stakes that you set, obviously you know what you're about to deliver. What is the difference? What are you looking forward to between that event on Saturday and what you have to bring on Friday to our leadership inner circle?
Yeah, so, well, here's the thing about it is that, the leadership events are where you get to rub elbows with, people like Nicole. And, like, for me, I never not qualify. I do whatever it takes to get around the people that have what I want. Why? Because that's when you get to ask them the personal questions to help you, in any area of your life that, it's like, listen, this is specific for me. This is what I'm having challenges with, because I'm going to have an agenda for Saturday that I'm going to deliver crazy goods about network marketing, how to help you advance. But there's going to be some things that you are personally dealing with or going through, some challenges that you are going to want to talk to, like, face to face, and that's okay. But, the attitude has to come before the paycheck. You have to say, listen, I'm going to do whatever it's going to take to qualify for that Friday night leadership event, because I know that, the amount of years, the amount of no's that Ben's gone through, the amount of challenges and struggles and failures that have led to those successes that he's experienced. I know he can help me go through my breakdowns and experience my breakthroughs. And so you have to do whatever it's going to take to qualify for that. Why? Because that's where you actually get that personal time to actually help you overcome those things that you need to have those breakthroughs in your business. Saturday is going to be amazing for sure, but Friday is going to help you build into Saturday. So you have to do it. Poof, you're a leader. Okay. So just do whatever it takes to get to Friday, because Friday is just it's going to help you. I promise. So.
Thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it. And you delivered some amazing nuggets. My pain of regret is that I didn't bring a pen over here, so I'm going to have to rewatch the whole thing. There were so many notes. Yeah, I have my notes typed out ahead of time. So we appreciate that. And then hang tight. If you don't have to, if you want to log off, it's okay. I've got a couple quick announcements for you guys that I want to share. So I'm going to turn on the screen share. But thank you so much, Ben. We can't wait to see you. Can't wait to spend time with you. And looking forward to it. I'm more excited now. I don't know how I'm going to sleep. So.
Yeah, I'm like, it's crazy. I'm asking my team right now. I'm like, who do you know? Who do you know? Who do you know in Seattle? So I promise you this: if you don't bring people, we're gonna find people that know those people. We're gonna bring them. So it's we're gonna bring the fire, guys. Show up. I can't wait to give you a hug. I can't wait to meet your guests, and we're just gonna make it happen together. And I know together we can achieve some amazing things. So thank you, Nicole, for all you do. We appreciate you. We love you out here on the East Coast, and we're just fortunate to have you. So I wouldn't take that for lightly, guys. Put everyone you know in front of the room. So thanks for your time, guys, and I'll see you this weekend.
Thank you. Thank you so much. See you soon. So you heard it, guys. I'm going to share with you some quick announcements that are really important. So you heard it from him. You've got to get to the Leaders Night Out. That's what it's all about. He's going to spend some private time with the people who earned it and the people who deserved it, and he will deliver. If that's what he's going to bring to the entire room, imagine having him up close and personal, you know, with 20 people or less in an intimate environment, and then just getting to hang out, go bowling, you know, eat ice cream sundaes, and just, you know, say, you know what, I spent a night out with Ben Bradshaw. Obviously, that's going to just increase your average just by the law of association. So just a reminder, that's going to be on Friday night, and you need to RSVP by the end of Thursday, all right? Actually, by 5 p.m. on Thursday, because I've got to send in the head count to the venue. So if you think you're qualified or you think you have people that are qualified, RSVP. I will send you the invitation that has the address on it and those details. But there's 3 ways to qualify. The first way is by rank. So obviously you're a leader if you're doing what it takes to develop leaders and grow the organization, grow your business through volume and customers. And so if you are a paid level of bronze within 4 weeks of the regional, so as long as it's within 4 weeks of February 27th, you are invited to attend. And the second way is by production. So if you are a core club qualified member for the month of February, you've earned 4 tickets during the month of February, so no ticket carryover from January, but in February, you got 4 customers or 2 agents or any combination thereof. You get 1 ticket per customer, 2 tickets per agent, and it takes 4 to come to the event. So you might have 1 agent and 3 customers, sorry, 1 agent, 1 agent and a couple customers, or whatever variation, whatever combination, but you can get there by production. So there's still time to do this. If you've got 3 customers, get it done, wrap it up. It's almost the end of the month. Anyways, you want to get your E4. If you are close to getting a recruit, this is the time to get them on board and bring them to the event. The third way is by activity, and that is to take on the challenge which we promoted at our community day and our last regional. And so all you have to do is do the activity that's required to have success. We call them success points. Get 6 success points in a day. If you don't know what success points are, you can see the core manual, and it's also published on our Secret Academy DuPont Facebook page. So get your 6 points for 10 days, post it on the group, and you are welcome to attend the Leaders Night Out, and it is going to be well worth it. Whatever you have to do, bump up that volume to qualify for rank, bump up your production to get your 4 customers or your 2 recruits, or any combination thereof, and be there on Friday. As for Saturday, okay, we have a new location. So this is a location change. Make sure you get this new flyer off of the Secret Academy DuPont Facebook page, and you text it, tweet it, whatever, share it to your guests, your prospects, your agents. Make sure everyone knows that we will no longer be at the Better Business Bureau. They've changed their policy within the last 10 days, and unfortunately, their doors are closed on the weekend, and we were forced to find a new location. But it's not going to be far. We're still going to be in DuPont, so very close by. Not a big change. We just don't want anyone going to the wrong facility. So we will see you at the Fairwood Inn and Suites at 1609 McNeil Street in DuPont, Washington, this Saturday at noon. So, guys, there was a little typo because we sent in our original flyer to HQ. And as you know, tickets are normally $25 at the door and only $20 if you pre-purchase your ticket. Fortunately for you, they made a mistake. Excuse me. Joking there. They made a mistake and they just put $20. And so it's your lucky day. The tickets are $20 at the door. Excuse me. The tickets are $20 at the door. However, we're doing for the first time a special promotion that we've never done. And we probably will never do again. If you bring 2 guests on Saturday with you to the event, you register them when you come in, you're going to get $5 off your entry ticket, which means you can get a ticket into the event for only $15. So this is huge, guys. $15. We never have regional tickets for $15. And bringing those 2 guests is what's going to happen. They're going to become a customer and agent. You have your personal guarantee from Ben Bradshaw. They're going to sign up. So you've got to bring 2 people with you no matter what. Set your standards, set your minimums. Don't make them your maximums. But whatever you do, don't come alone. Bring 2 guests. Get your ticket for $15. And if you go above and beyond, you don't make your minimums your maximums, and you bring 3 guests or more, you can pick a prize. You get your choice of one of our hottest new products, the hairstyling cray, the hair mask, or the CC cream. So this is absolutely incredible. If you bring 2, you're going to win. If you bring 3, you're going to win. And no matter what, if you bring any guest, you're going to win. That's what this is all about. That's why we're having the event, guys. The event is for guests. Yes, you're going to learn incredible things, but this should be a business building event. This is a venue and a vehicle for you to have someone with that kind of caliber, that kind of posture, that kind of success to do the presentation for you. And all you have to do is get people in those seats. So we're going to see you on Saturday. We're super excited. I'm pumped up. Obviously, he's blown the socks off of me and you. And that was incredible content right there. You imagine when we give him, an hour to deliver. Imagine what he's going to have one-on-one at our leadership night out. So make sure you get that. And with that, guys, I am just so excited for the state of Washington, what we're doing, what we're accomplishing, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Have a great night. See you this weekend.